today is going to be about Panama 2022. My experience when I went there, how was it, some of the pros and some of the cons, and just the overall impression. So when I went to Panama this time around, I came into the Tucumán International Airport. It is the airport that majority of people will fly into when they're headed into Panama City, Panama. From there, I went to my lodging. This time around, I stayed at the Ramada Punta Pacifica. This is in the premier neighborhood of San Francisco. It's one of the safest and polished neighborhoods in Panama City, Panama. So I stayed there for the majority of my trip. Later on down the line, I did a couple of excursions. First up on the list was I did a double excursion via the Viator company, which is affiliated with TripAdvisor, one of the popular organizations to work with for planning out future trips. I definitely highly recommend the Viator subgroup. They have a lot of different excursions, a lot of companies within various countries, whether it's Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, et cetera, et cetera. They have a number of affiliate smaller businesses that they work with to plan out different excursions, whether you're into your zip lining, surfing, et cetera, et cetera. I've used it in the past for several different excursions. But for this particular trip and the excursion that I took part in, I used it to plan out my trip to Monkey Island. Monkey Island is a popular excursion that people take part in when they're coming to Panama City. Panama is basically surrounded by wildlife. And one of the popular things is to go outdoors and jump into the Panama Canal. Literally, you swim all the way up and down the Panama Canal to get to the waves, right?
Peloton. Help! Help! No, just don't help.
Dude, there's no one on here.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
A few people. They got the place to themselves.
Maybe this goes around the world. You think?
What's going?
See, it's
There's a
registered
couple
in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Mike has it.
It's Eric's kind of boat.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a passive delivery boat. So I think he may
Well,
be
you can
going.
get extra.
He's probably picking someone up, and so the captain will go.
But you hop on a boat. And from there you go about 30 to 45 minute boat ride from the beginning of the Panama Canal to all the way to Monkey Island. We checked out several different islands. It was a blast. I got to see some of the monkeys in their natural habitat. Our host discussed how the monkeys, there was some infighting between one set of monkeys and another set of monkeys. So the tourist boat captains had to take one of the monkeys to a separate island. So that was quite an exercise in itself for them. They explained that to us. We later got to have some of the monkeys give out some food to the monkeys that came on the boat.
What else you got over here?
Well, that's just the branches.
Oh.
See, it's little.
Oh, great. I'll take that. Hey, we like this boat.
So we'll just watch
Wow. Heard that? Take that and that.
it. Cute, right? Está arriba. He's right above your head. Okay, so this is George, the alpha.
Look at his face. George look like a George.
Right.
You wanna be careful around him. You don't want to get in between him and another monkey because he'll chase him off. Show him your empty hands. Don't stare him down. Don't bury your teeth at him. And this is a baby. The baby that just grew up. Just got off mom's back.
Oh, wow. They're really playing now.
Yeah, they are. Just show them your empty hands. You don't have anything.
She got down here in front of that other boat. Yeah. Hey, we're all clear over here.
We should back
Look
up.
at this one. So
George,
he's
let the other boats live. Look at how many
yeah,
boats
George
are
is
on
a
us.
little intense.
Oh, yeah.
He'll chase everybody off. And he can get aggressive. Not with humans.
But it's scary, probably. If you
Just
just
say, I got no more. What else would you do?
Back up. Look, see? So now they'll be able to see him because we didn't film him.
I think we should back up there so they can get in.
There's another boat behind us.
We get locked in here.
Oh,
We found him, so.
I got nothing. See,
So
he's
show
looking
him
on
your
the
empty
floor.
hands.
Looking on the floor because my beautiful wife threw them all on the floor. Sorry.
She tried to throw
Look at that one there. Look at that one there.
You told her no.
Look, 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 look.
Oh, this is Barbie.
That's,
so this is
that
the
does look like a
female.
Barbie.
She's the little one is her baby. So she has about
snap.
one. Just show them your empty hands.
I really wanted to take a picture of that, but I had my hands open.
1 a year. Tiene hambre este. Llámalo. Que no tenemos nada. Llámalo que no tenemos nada.
Why do you silly human beings want to come out here with us?
Silly humans. We are the original.
So this is the baby. That's my favorite monkey. But unfortunately, he's a male. We need more females.
A lot of X chromosomes.
he's looking. We got a whole banana.
A whole banana?
That's what you get for giving him the whole banana.
Oh, it's like double fisted, so cute.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
Okay,
Here it comes.
so we're just gonna give them a little bit. Maybe half of that should go in the water.
Okay.
Oh, don't throw it. It's on my feet.
Le estamos dando poquito.
Just do it all over the back here.
Colin,
I'm throwing it on. Dave, you dropping it off inside the bag and everything.
this is a male.
I'll take,
Gimme,
I'll take
gimme.
those out of your hand.
Yeah, he was very greedy.
Yeah. Shove some in his mouth.
We
Grab
have
a
to go over
little
the
more.
floor so they don't be up in our pants.
They look like they're doing an in and out situation, so be fine. Another one.
Look, he's eating bugs. Watch him.
Bugs?
He's trying to get bugs
You
out
want
of
that
the-
tree?
Yeah.
Oh, here I come.
There you go. Hey, buddy, 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 buddy. Come on.
Oh.
Come on, some nuts for you. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
That's a nice photo right there.
Picture that.
Yeah. Uh-huh, you see it.
Five, give it 5.
There you go, buddy.
Got you.
Bye-bye.
It's so heavy.
Another arm.
So a cool thing is how they drink water.
Took out our hand. Very intelligent bunch of people or animals, and it was a cool thing to see the monkeys up close and personal in the natural habitat. I think they were wondering like, why the hell are they out here, all the way out here to just see us and take pictures of us? But hey, it was cool. I enjoyed it. If your kids are coming with you on your trip to Panama, or you with your significant other, or you're just a person that likes to try different things and see different things, I highly recommend checking out the Monkey Island tours that are offered by several different vendors. Particularly, I would recommend it due to Viator organization. You can type that, Google that, Viator, Viator, into your Google search engine, and you can look up specifically, once you click on the website, they'll have an option for you to select the city that you want to go to, and then they'll have a option for what day you're going, and then you can select the day. You can select on that day, it'll show a listing of different activities you can take part in. And it's just scroll and click, and it's quite a few in Panama City. I saw hundreds of different various activities that one can take part in, which leads me to the next activity I took part in, which was to go see the indigenous tribe of the Wuhan. The Wuhan. The Wuhan village. Wow. Must be the huts where they live. Hello. Hola. Hey, buddy. Hola. Hello. Hola. Hey. How you doing?
Hola, preciosa. Hermosa. Estoy bien descansada.
¿Cómo está?
Mira, pues. Wow, qué canasta.
Hola.
Listo el otro. Dale, me lo llevo hoy. ¿Tienes otra visita?
One of the pre-Columbus tribes in Panama City. It was a blast. I got to see the indigenous people, how they live, how they ate, where they slept at. They performed a ritual dance for us, and then they showcased to us in their marketplace the different arts and crafts that they had. It was quite a great thing to see the ingenuity of these people and what they created. Also, in addition to that, I talked to some of the indigenous people. A lot of them, they go into town, into Panama City, to get educated at some of the more formal schools there. Some of them come back to the tribe and re-educate and further educate the people of the tribe with whatever they've gained from other sources, and continue to enrich the Wunan tribe. As craftsmen, artisans rather, they're some of the most world-known artisans in as far as arts and crafts and things of that nature. But yeah, I highly recommend you check out the Wunan tribe. There's also another tribe, it's called Embra. I believe it's spelled Embera, if I'm not mistaken. You can Google that, Panama City. But yeah, they're originally from Panama. They were located in the Darien zone, and then eventually they migrated a little further up north to the Panama Canal. Also, later on, went around a little further around town, checked out some of the malls, some of the universities, the University of Panama, and one of the district not too far eastward of the Panama Canal. Then I also checked out Albert Mall. Later on, I had to go out and party, so I linked up with the premier Panama bar crawl. They have a bar crawl that they hold. A bar crawl is a event where, and it's these kind of things are held in various cities, especially in the United States, and then also in Western Europe, where you'll have a event. Normally, it's done at a hostel, and you'll have like a pregame session where people are drinking and socializing, getting to know one another, and then you go out from bar to bar. Check it out, dance, socialize, et cetera, mingle, so forth. And it's a good way to get out and see the nightlife for a city, especially if you're new to it or you haven't been to it in a while or you're not that familiar with different parts of it. And then also is a great way to meet new and interesting people from all around the world. I met so many different people in various bar crawls I went, some of them that I still connect with. And it's a blast, and so was this bar. The Panama bar crawl, it's a house in Casco Viejo, is one of the older towns of Panama City. It has some of the old architecture harkening back to the Spanish architecture that was in the buildings that were created several hundred years ago, going back to the 1500s. And in these buildings, they've been renovated, and you have different newer and different bars and clubs playing an assortment of songs. Of course, reggaeton, since we're in Latin America, or Spanish reggae, but also in addition to that, you have dance hall, soca, hip hop, of course. I mean, that's like the most popular music on the planet, coming from the Bronx. And then from there, you have a lot of different electronic music and so forth. And it was a blast. They had different, they had so many different aspects of the clubs that was really cool. They had, one club I went to, they had some women dancing from one side to the other. Another club, they had, what was it? They had, it was just the setup, the whole setup of everything. They had the various DJs playing. Like you had one club where you go one flight of stairs, one set of music, another flight of stairs, another set of music. So it was really cool. I actually seen that kind of design in the past, and I wanted to see that party. And actually, I think it was in Baltimore. But yeah, it was a cool time. I enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Ciro, he's the captain of that organization, Panama Bar Crawl. He bought it, I believe, from the previous owner. But it's certainly blast, well organized. They have it was him and two of his co-workers accompanying us from bar to bar, so it's very safe. Police presence all around. And one of my videos, actually, I think Panama Bar Crawl 2022, you can probably actually see some of the police. They're standing from place to place. It's very secure. If you ever been to Baltimore, Maryland, it's the setup is akin to Fells Point in Baltimore, Maryland. But yeah, it was a very secure, very safe, very fun. Not too far away from the ocean view. So they're walking down the hill, because the city is on a hill. If you walk down the hill, there's an area where if you with a significant other, after you get something to eat, you can walk around along the Malecon or the waterfront rather, and you can have a really cool night doing that as well. Done that in the past. And then also there is not too far away from another spot. It's called Amador Causeway. There's a place with a set of restaurants and a number of different other attractions to include the world famous Bio Museo. Is a museum. It was created by some famous artist. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's a really far out looking museum, various colors and shapes, and this is a real popular place to come to when you're in the Panama City, Panama area. So yeah, I definitely recommend going to Casco Hill, and I definitely recommend being shown around by the Panama Bar Crawl. So I've been to Panama in the past, but I really haven't been there in a couple years. But along my way when I was in Panama, it was a lot of pros, a lot of positives to it. They've been doing some rebuilding. They got rid of the name for Trump Tower. They changed the name. It's called JW Hotels, if I'm not mistaken. But they also been doing some construction within the Cascade Hill area, the party area I just mentioned. Panama's always been, to me, is for a tourist that's just traveling for the first time, it's one of the better places to go to, because with that, a lot of people some people speak English. Americans have been coming here for well over 100 years to start out to build the Panama City Canal. We actually were pretty much running the country until 1999. We still go over there for various reasons. The training medical staff and the paramilitary and so forth. However, they're used to Americans, so you're not going to really get a lot of blowback if you're American going there. Some countries, they're not necessarily fond of America. Maybe some of the nasty things that have been said about them, maybe a particular country down south of the border. But even there, people are cool. As long as you're not acting like an entitled gringo, then you should be fine. But I do notice that in Panama is one of the higher GDP countries in Latin America. I did find it to be a little bit westernized, a little bit Americanized. So if you're looking to maybe get away from that kind of level of arrogance and entitlement, you might still kind of find it there. I noticed when I would speak in Spanish, i.e., when I was saying, how are you, como esta, some of the people, they would pretend like they didn't understand what I was saying. It was kind of like, como esta is one of the basic greetings that you give to someone in Espanol. I never had this happen, even in places where no one spoke English in Mexico, in the outskirts of Mexico, and I went through it just fine. But in this city, some of the people were kind of like trying to intimidate you by saying, oh, I don't understand what you're saying. And I would talk to some of the Americans that spoke English, and they say, yeah, some people are just like that, which they are. Some people are a little bit sedity, and I kind of find that a little bit of that arrogance in Panama City, which I don't really see why, but be that as it may, I met some cool people. I went to a couple of jiu-jitsu gyms, and the professors were amazing. Academia Shogun, and then also I went to Gracie Baja and trained there. The different events that I mentioned earlier in this video, the hostess were amazing. But I did see a little bit of that elitist kind of energy. I think the people were friendly, but I don't think they were like uberly friendly in compared to some other Latin country I went to. You gotta understand, Panama City. Now, I like when I went to the indigenous tribal land, the people were very friendly, very relaxed, very calm. But Panama City is a major city in Latin America. It has the largest mall in all Latin America. I think actually all of America, larger than the Mall of America, and that's the Albert Mall, the mall that I mentioned earlier in this video that I went to. But it's because it's so hustle and bustle, it attracts so many people from Latin America, people from Venezuela, especially with everything going on in Venezuela right now, Colombia, and Nicaragua, places such as that. And so you have all these different people coming into the city. And so and then there's so much business and so forth going on. You have a lot of high rises, so people on top of people. And I think it creates a hustle and bustle vibe that is not always the most friendliest. So I think if you're a person, you're looking for more of a chill vibe, a beach vibe, I don't really think you're going to find it in Panama City in abundance. But I would say the people are still friendlier overall than people in the States, i.e. Whether you are cold approaching or warm approaching, i.e. when you're approaching, let's say as a man or woman that is, that, you know, you don't see, or rather she doesn't see you, or you're in the mall, whatever, you can approach someone and have a conversation with them. I would recommend that you do practice your Spanish, at least at a basic level. Como está? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? What is your name? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? You may ask them another question, directions for something. But as long as you can have a basic conversation, you can go places with that. And people are friendly. And even if they don't want to take you up on your offer, they're very friendly for the most part. I never met anybody acting like, oh my God, you're gonna rape me. You know, you don't have that kind of bullshit there. The people are more intelligent than that in Panama City. However, I kind of did see kind of like a thing where, you know, it was like, you know, necesito hablar español. I mean, I am speaking Spanish to you, but you're pretending like you don't understand what como está means. But that's a very small minority of people. And, you know, those individuals are just being silly. Some countries, when you go to it, it's not just Panama or Spanish-speaking countries. Sometimes people will be very accommodating as long as you're trying to speak. Now, if you're not trying to speak their language, people won't get on you. They're like, why the heck are you here? You're not even speaking our language. And they're rightfully so. But if you're trying to speak somebody's language and you, for the most part, and it makes sense, even if it's broken, they'll work with you. But some people, they maybe look at it like, you know, oh, this is a way where I can kind of elevate myself over another person. Some other Spanish-speaking countries I've been to, I didn't experience that. I didn't experience that in Mexico. Really didn't experience that in Costa Rica at all. But I do experience it in particular countries, maybe where it's hustle and bustle, it's a mixed crowd of people of different ethnicities and so forth. I experienced this mostly like in places like DR and Panama City, so you can take with that what you will. I did find the city to still be kind of a little bit, certain parts were littered with trash. Frankly, it could be a little bit much more cleaner. I said that in the previous video that I posted about Panama a little over a year ago. You know, that's one of the things. I mean, it kind of was a little bit more rougher in that respect than even New York City. So you can take it with that, what you will. But I think overall, when I look at Panama City, Panama 2022, you know, especially going through this pandemic, people are still out there working, living their life. You know, you still see people doing some of the things I saw years ago when they were, you know, in the mornings, they would ride their bikes. You see crowds of people on the Bridge of America riding their bike into Panama City. You had people, you know, people still working hard, hardworking people. There's a general vibe of, you know, definitely we want to attract visitors to our country. I would say Panama City, if you're not, like, I had some other reasons I wanted to go there in the past to include looking to move there. But I think if you're just going there to check it out, I think you only really need like 2 days to check out Panama, maybe 3. You should probably, like, if you're a younger cat like myself, you probably want to go there on like a Thursday or Friday and come home on a Sunday or Monday. You really don't need a whole lot of time to really check out Panama City and the different excursions that it has to offer. But for the excursion it has to offer, it's really a blast, and they have a lot of different activities you can take involved with. Not to mention some of the activities I mentioned on my previous video on this vlog, Motivational Movements. Is my video on Panama. It was, I'll put it up top here later on in the video prior to publishing this video. But the Panama Canal, you have San Blas, you have a number of different things that you can take a look at when in Panama. And San Blas is actually a little far away. Colón, it was one of the original settlements of the Afro-Caribbeans that migrated to Panama to build the Panama Canal. Most notably, many people coming from Jamaica. Jamaica's all through Latin America, I noticed. I mean, Jamaicans, they're the ones that built the music that's popular in Latin America called reggaeton. You know, reggaeton comes from Jamaicans. Jamaicans made reggaeton, Spanish reggae. It's their music. You know, then you also have Bocas del Toros, which is another popular spot for people to go to. But yeah, Panama's a really cool place. Some of the observations and things that I experienced while in Panama in 2022, and I recommend you check it out. Till next time.